fundamentals beginner's vinyasa flow would look like. So not too much crazy flow. There's things to work towards, but pretty much everything in here is not scary. I do encourage you to have blocks. A lot of us are still at home right now, so if you're at home, books can also help. But I absolutely love my blocks, and I will probably use them through most of this to kind of show you how helpful they can be. I also had an injury, or an old injury, where my left ankle is basically fused. So 12 screws, rods, synthetic tendon, plate, all the things. I'm still very much connected to my yoga practice, actually even more now so, and I found a deeper connection through injury. So there is no perfect body, obviously, there is no perfect time, more perfect than now to start practicing and start learning, and never a perfect space. So your living room, your backyard, all the things are always perfectly imperfect. So without further ado, let's get started. So we'll start standing today, which is a very, very important part of our practice. It is our Tadasana. It is our mountain posture. So we would stand strong. We bring our belly in. You can stand in the middle of your mat to start, spreading the toes, or wherever it makes it easier for you to see me, hear me. So maybe the big toes touch and the heels have a little bit of space between them so that your heels hide behind your toes. Again, bracing the belly and then thinking about hugging the right and the left side of the body together. So that means hugging the inseams of the legs, drawing the ribs in close. Then we roll the shoulders open, palms are forward, eyes are open. We are steady, focused, we are aware, we are present. So taking your hands to your side body, spreading your fingers really bright, bringing your thumbs to your bottoms of your ribs and your pinkies to the tips of your hips, and then gently placing your hands down. We'll do a little breath awareness. So as we breathe in, you're welcome to close your eyes. We'll fill the belly. So you'll feel the belly start to press against the hands. You'll feel the belly as the back starts to expand. Then lastly, the chest will fill, leaving the shoulders down and back. And then we exhale, belly empties first, side body empties, chest empties. Cycle through that again, breathing in, belly fills. Back fills, chest begins to inflate, and then exhale, belly empties, side body empties, chest empties. Trying this 2 or 3 more times on your own as I talk you through a little bit. So continue to connect to your breath, and this does take time, right? Quality of our breath is quality of our life. I love that saying. And remembering as we breathe in, gentle jaw, and that the shoulders rising and lowering are actually not helpful. Filling our breath, it's belly, it's back. Our shoulders have nothing to do with it, except creating tension and breathing through the chest. So shoulders stay up. So one more cycle of breath, breathing in. Hoping that you carry this connection to your breath throughout the rest of our practice. And exhale, really hug the belly muscles in to make sure you empty every little bit of breath out. Awesome. Making your way to the top of your mat. Feet are together. Let's extend our arms by our sides once more into that mountain posture. And then let's extend our mountain by simply bringing our arms up overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, float the hands down by your sides. Now we're going to link movement to breath. Big breath in, palms face, shoulders away from ears, biceps in line with ears. Exhale, use the full exhale to softly land the arms. Again, spreading through what we call the 4 corners of our feet. Big toes grounding into the mat, inside of the heels grounding into the mat, outside of the toes connected, outside of the heels connected. This time as we breathe in, Palms press. We draw our hands through to heart center. And this is where we set an intention. This is basically a one word that will help kind of guide us and shape and mold our practice. So this one word is the reason why you showed up today, the reason why you turned to this on, why you came to your mat. It could simply be, joy. You need more joy. Focus. But that one word will come to you, so give it a moment. Hands at heart center, thumbs gently pressed, eyes are closed, and the chin is tucked. And once you have that intention, let's seal it with one full breath in through the nose. Belly fills, back fills, and then let's open the mouth as we hug the belly in and let the breath flow out. Awesome. Let's send the prayer back up overhead. Big breath in, extend the mouth once more, and then exhale, bringing the hands through heart center. Elbows come to the tops of the knees, and we're in what we call downhill skier. Roll the shoulders open, press the palms, and allow the sits bones to separate. Really releasing the low back. Draw the belly in and up. And let's straighten the legs just a little bit as we breathe in. And then exhale, bend back in. Continuing to hug the shins and thighs towards each other. Inhale, lift the hips gently. And exhale, bend the knees. Staying here for a moment. If you have your blocks, you'd want to keep them close to you. Okay? Because we're going to step into some lunges. So let's place the blocks down, framing off our feet, and send the right leg back to a long lunge. Just going to warm up our lunge with our knee over our ankle. Our heart is higher than our hips. If your hands are down and your spine is rounded, we really do want the blocks. We want to create space in our practice, right? So it's not about the perfect pose. It's about allowing ourselves to breathe into every little nook and cranny of our body. So big breath in, exhale, push off the back foot, step the feet together, and come into a forward fold. Maybe you have to bend the knees and place the hands on blocks and bend and straighten the legs. So we're looking for surrender and release here. If it's available to you, tuck the chin and look at your belly button and allow your face to kind of drip. You don't want to take a picture of yourself like this. Just feel into the sensations of how good it feels. So just release the neck and release the face. So coming back into a downhill skier, long spine. Place the hands down wherever you're going and float the left leg back this time. Low lunge. Hips are square. Back knee is strong and the back heel is pressing into the wall behind you. Just pausing. And then notice if you really want to rush out of this lunge. If you do, come back to your breath. Take a big belly breath in, lift your hearts, lower your hips, and exhale, push off that foot. Step your feet together once more, and we fold. Let it go. Fantastic. So keeping your blocks where they'll be useful to you, let's come into a flat back now. So your thumbs can come to hip creases, and we lengthen through the spine, long spine. From here, we'll gently place our hands down on the mat, and it's okay if you need to move the feet back a little bit. Start working into your practice and just notice where you are today. We'll step one foot at a time, and we're coming into a plank. So long spine here, again, gently pressing the pelvis down and the thighs up, ribs hug in. Spread the fingers, shoulders over wrists. And then I challenge you to spiral the shoulders open and spiral the elbow creases forwards. Take a big belly breath in, stay with me here, and exhale, just lower the knees. Nice. Maybe walk the knees in a little bit, and we're in a tabletop posture. So your hips are right over tops of your knees. We're gonna untuck the toes for this one and press the tops of the feet in and spread those hands again, coming into cat and cow. So we're gonna work the spine a little bit. Let's inhale, we lift the heart, we lift the tail, we lift the gaze, and actually let the belly drop without bending the arms. Then exhale, you push everything away.
You tuck the chin and the pelvis, and there's your cat, right now. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the tail. And then exhale, draw it all in. As we scoop the belly button in, it helps to let the air exit. Let's do this 2 more times on your own. This really helps to stimulate the organs, right? And it actually brings a little bit of balance, emotional well-being, just through this simple cycling back and forth through these postures. So now we're back in our tabletop. So we're in stillness here. And from here, we're coming into a prowling tiger. So we'll send the right toes back and spread the toes nice and wide. So keeping the hips and shoulders square to the mat, let's float the right leg up hip height, leading with a flexed foot, and the heel helps lift us up. Now extend the left arm forward, thumb is up, and bicep is in line with the ear. Take a big breath in as we reach in opposite directions, and exhale, bring the knee and elbow together. Inhale, send it out. Lots of stability here, and exhale, drawing knee to elbow. Inhale, send it out once more. Exhale, draw knee to elbow. Now this time, as we extend it out, place the left hand back down. Gently place the toes back down. We're gonna spiral to a modified side plank. So you take the shin that's grounded and spiral the toes back. Start to face the side of your mat. Plant your outside foot down and then reach the top arm overhead. We take a big breath into our side body. And then as you exhale, we take a little cartwheel, pivoting everything back to square off. Don't be afraid to put some pressure onto the back toes to shift the shin, and then bring the right shin in. We go to the other side. So extending the left leg back, really spread the toes, grounding in. My hair is all in my feet. And then we'll float the leg up and use the belly to help float the leg up straight. Strong arms, foundation is strong. Extend the right arm like you need it, thumb up, big breath. Exhale, knee to elbow. Breathe in, reach to my back foot. I imagine pushing something away, and exhale, draw it in together. So we create resistance. Inhale, extend. Exhale, we draw it in together, phenomenal. Extend it out again. We gently ground down the right hand. We place those toes down. I'm gonna spiral my back to you this time. You'll see a different view how I spiral my shin. I spiral the foot down. You can always use blocks here if it helps open the heart. So no collapsing, right? We're creating space, and use the props that you need. Hello. So take a big breath into the side body. And as you exhale, we'll cartwheel back. Keep the legs straight, and then we bring it back to meet the right. And I'll move the block so you can see all of me. Tabletop once more. And then from here, step 1 foot back in time. Take a big breath in. Exhale, we go all the way back to our very first downward facing dog. Now, I had mentioned to you that I do have, like I call it my robot ankle. So this leg doesn't bend as much without the heel going down. So I do always like to practice lifting the heels a little bit and then lowering the heels. Again, if you're here and your spine is rounded, bend the knees, lift the seat higher, and really think of opening the heart leading this posture. The fingers are spread. Tailbone is really reaching through the ceiling. You'll feel a great spread of the sits bones and then releasing the low back. It's funny the crazy stuff we talk about in yoga, but those things feel good. Nice, belly is strong and engaged. So from here, let's float up the right leg. Just float it up, 3-legged dog. It can get a little challenging here. We just drew the knee to the elbow in our prowling tiger. So let's draw the knee all the way in, connect it to the belly, and then we're gonna step it between the hands. So maybe it stops here today. You have to help assist it. Don't be mean about it. It happens. I had to do that all the time when I first started, so no biggie. Find the blocks again if you need the blocks. Draw the belly in and up. Now stay here if that's right for you today, or come with me for airplane arms. So this is just breaking down how we get into a high crescent lunge. Belly is not resting on the thighs. Circle the arms down and up, and then we're in our high crescent lunge. Spiral the pinky fingers down, lift the heart. And then release the hands slower than you would probably like to, right? All the crazy busy stuff is left for us off the mat. Lift the heart, plant the hands on the mat, even if you have the blocks, and step it back to your downward facing dog. Let's lift the left leg up. If you'd like to link breath to it, breathe in. Exhale as we draw the knee and push high on the back foot. High, lift the heel, step it through to your lunge and assist the leg as much as you may need to assist it. I always imagine I'm hugging the inner thighs in. Again, if we're rounded here, we're not helping to create that space. So all pride aside, use whatever props you need. From here, stay if that's what you chose on the other side, or send your arms back to airplane. From here, let's sweep the arms down, forward, and up to our high crescent lunge. It is a balance. So we're balancing, our hips are square. Don't be afraid to move your hands wherever it's useful to help. As I fall over, moving my hands too much. Right, scattered eyes, scattered body doesn't create balance. So we think about a dristi. That is one point. I'm actually gazing out the window right now, but it's one point that we can stare at and focus. And then we come back to our breath. Slowly releasing the hands down so they don't keep you there any longer. Lift the heart, plant the hands firmly, and then step back. Maybe it takes a few steps for you to step into your downward facing dog today. We will go through a modified vinyasa. If you have a deeper practice than this, then please, as always, feel free to do your flow. But this is definitely a fundamentals class. We come to a high plank and release the knees to tabletop. Big breath in. I just got sweat in my eye. Untuck the toes. And as we let the breath go, our heart, not our belly, drops down between our thumbs. Now we're going to pause here first and slide the hands back to what we call cobra. And this is extremely useful posture. Forehead comes down, thumbs hug the side body, and the biceps hug into the ribs. Then we find a cobra tail. That's all 10 toes pressing in to the top of the mat, and you create a tail by hugging the legs together. Your pubic bone and your hip points press down, and your knees and your thighs lift. Feet still connected. As you inhale, think about reaching the top of your head forward, lifting the shoulders, the heart, and maybe the lower ribs up off the mat. Try not to crank in the neck, that doesn't feel good. And exhale, let's tap down. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, bring it up. Pressing all 10 toes in. And exhale, use the breath, come down. Now press the shins and the tops of the feet in. As you draw the belly button away from the mat, press the arms up. Tuck the toes and lift the hips for back and down dog. Nice work, amazing. We're going to take a slow walk to the top of our mat and roll through our feet. Maybe use your hands, kind of being really primal. Think about crawling, walking the hands, awesome. And then we're going to come back to a flat back with a big breath in. And then we're going to clean the slate by practicing surrender and allowing ourselves to fold. Bend the knees once more. Let's find downhill skier. We've already been here. So palms are pressing, heart is open, hugging the legs together. Nice. Okay, so just a little thing real quick. If forward folds doesn't work for you, get very dizzy, then instead come into a downhill skier, right? It could be inner ear, it could be maybe, I don't know, you had some kind of an injury or something that is personally yours, and this is a better place for your practice. So let's come out of those legs for a minute because I talked a lot. And then we'll come back in. And I'm going to use a block here as I toe heel, and I hug a block between the knees. Okay? And we're going to take a little twist. So bend back in. Take your left hand to both your knees in between, and then bring your right hand to your sacrum. Take a big breath out as you lengthen your spine a little more. And then as you exhale, make sure that this hand keeps the low back from twisting, and open the right shoulder and the right ribs. Gaze right. So we do not twist from down here. We twist from above the belly button, the thoracic spine. Nice. Let's come back to downhill skiers. Straighten those legs. Bend back in. Draw the belly button in and up. Take a big breath in as you place the hands on the knees, left hand to sacrum. Exhale, we twist. And we take that big breath so we don't twist from a rounded spine. And we keep our hands on our knees to make sure they're even, or we hug a block to make sure our knees stay even, all so we don't twist from our low back. Let's come back to downhill skiers. Stay with me, I know we're in the legs. Okay? Let's send our arms back to airplane. Let's sweep the hands down and up. Stay in the legs, stay in the legs. I know they're talking to you now. Reach your arms overhead. This is Utkatasana. I'm going to remove my block and bring my feet together and bend. Tuck the low belly. Hug the legs. Nice. Begin to straighten those legs. I bet that feels amazing. Take a big breath in. And exhale, release the hands by your sides. We're going to come into some balances. So just a sneak peek at a few little balances, okay? So today we did some twisting. So big toe balance and revolved hand to foot is what I would like us to explore today, okay? So we would draw the right leg up. We come into a one-legged mountain. So draw the right leg up. This in itself is a great place to start. Maybe you need the wall. Stare in one place and don't move the eyes. It's eye level. So try to just listen to me, or at least have your drishti, watching the camera to be helpful. So from here, you can bring your left hand to your hip if you would like, and grab some peace fingers. Now only move on if you're steady here. If not, practice knowing when it's time for you to stop. So big toe, peace fingers wrap around the big toe. We draw the belly in and up, and we just draw the leg up, right? Maybe this is a great place for you to stop today. If you have more, you can kick the heel out, hip distance, and work on drawing the shoulder back. So I am still practicing all the time, especially with this new body that is recovering from injury. And I'm just happy with and grateful for whatever's there today in my practice. Right? So bend this leg again, and keep it up and pause, or lower it if you need that. From here, you would place your left hand on the outside of the right leg and your right hand to your low back. Get nice and tall and twist. And if available, you grab the outside edge of your foot, kick into your hands, extend the hand, and lastly is gaze out. Knowing that if this is your first yoga practice, this takes time. So stopping at those first places and growing, so planting the seeds, is probably the best way to go for your practice to start. So coming out as mindfully as you came into it, maybe shimmering the hips a little bit, shimmying. I have a dance background, so I like to shimmy. And then we'll come into the other side. So draw the left leg up. Feel stable and strong. The belly button is shifting over that standing leg. We have those mountain arms. We are energized from feet to fingertips to top of the head. The belly lifts the knees. Now bringing the hand to hip, peace fingers, same hand as leg. And maybe you move on. Or maybe I always say know when to hold them, know when to fold them, or know when to just pause. So extending that leg out for our big toe balance, drawing the belly in and up. Now keeping the leg up and just bending it, or if you're already here, continue to stay here and work this balance. If it's available to you, place the opposite hand on the outside of the leg, hand to the low back, and enjoy this version of the twist. Or moving on, you grab the outside edge of the foot and you kick the heel out. You really want to try to work the shoulders up and out, but of course, nothing is perfect and no practice is perfect. And then lastly, if you can turn the gaze, try that. And if you weeble wobble, invite them in and maybe enjoy it with a giggle. And coming out as mindfully as you came in, softly land. Amazing work. Coming back to the top of your mat if you are not already there. And let's face the front and pause, hands at heart center. Moving through into our downward dog, we'll go through our Utkatasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up, tuck the pelvis.
Exhale, we'll fold, either stopping in that downhill skier or continuing into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Come into your variation of flat back, maybe it's blocks, thumbs to hip creases or hands to legs, and then place the hands down. We'll step one foot back at a time and come into a downward facing dog. Nice. Let's go ahead and lift the right leg up. I'm gonna switch myself around so I can go this way, you stay where you are. So lift the right leg up to a three-legged dog. We're gonna draw through like we just did, okay? Awesome. So coming here, sweeping through the airplane just a little quicker and sweeping up to high crescent. Nice. Maybe we went here, maybe we went here. It's okay. We have room to grow always, right? Now from here, we're gonna pivot open into a warrior two. Okay, so pivot the back heel down, the toes are pointed in slightly, and then the front leg is bent. We're trying to work for that 90-degree angle. Hips, ribs, shoulders are stacked. Gaze over the fingertips. Press evenly through the feet. Beautiful. Pause and breathe in. And out. We'll take a little reverse triangle here. So flip the palm, straighten the front leg, and begin to reach for the wall behind you. So lift for the ceiling first and reach behind you. Go as far as you can to open the side body. If you lose your breath, you've gone too far. Just come out slightly rather than giving up completely. You can wrap that arm around to make sure hips are square. Big breath in. Exhale, we're going to come into a bent leg triangle. So bend the leg, place the right hand to the inside of the right leg, and then begin to spiral open. So it's almost like a side angle if you were used to practicing. It's not the full expression of either the triangle or the side angle. We're really just getting rocking and rolling. So let's start to open the top ribs, open the top shoulders, and press open. Hip opener, heart opener. Gentle twist. Coming all the way back up to warrior two. Yes, take that hinge, now straighten the front leg. Pivot those toes in. Interlace your hands behind your back. It's not available. You can hold a towel and roll the shoulders back. You can simply keep your hands on your low back if you'd like. From here, bend gently in the knees. Allow your hands, if they're interlaced, to rest on your tailbone a little bit. And let the shoulders open. Do not be afraid to bend in the knees. Stay here for a breath in, and then exhale, fold forward if that's available to you. If it's not available to you, I'll show you. Everyone else can stay there, and you can take some blocks under the shoulders and just pause here, which is a great place to be. So keeping that interlace if it's still there, or bring your hands back to hip creases, and let's hinge all the way back up. That's so not easy, amazing work. Bring your pelvis back under your shoulders. Coming to the back of your mat. Around the world again here. Or actually to the front of your mat, excuse me. We're in warrior two. Right, so now the left toes are open, the right toes have pivoted in. This is a great place to pause and focus as we open our hips gently. Big breath in. Breath out as the shoulders slide down the back. Flip the front palm. Let's reverse our warrior and then straighten the leg, reverse the triangle. So just a way to get into it. You can wrap the back arm. I always like that. It kind of opens the shoulders. You can always keep the front leg a little bent if need be. Nice. And draw the belly in and out. Begin to bend back into that front leg as if we're coming into a side angle, if you know what that is. But then stop about halfway. Press the leg open and extend the arms straight up. And if you could, lift your gaze to the top hand. Straighten that back leg. Really press the back edge in. Together we breathe, my friends. And we hinge all the way back up to warrior two. Nice. Let's straighten the front leg. Pivot those toes in. And with T arms, we're going to hinge all this time, leaving your hands under your shoulders. And we're going to take a few lunges. Awesome. And we're gonna walk our hands towards the back of our mat. Okay, so you're walking all the way around. And if you don't land quite there, no big deal, right? Staying nice and strong here. Let's step back into a plank. Awesome. Let's take a little flow, okay? So coming into a high plank, I'm gonna modify everything as you breathe in. Exhale, release the knee, untuck the toes, lower the chest between the thumbs. Coming back to that cobra, inhale, lift the heart. Maybe you're ready for up dog, where we straighten the arms, lift the hips, and keep the shoulders away from the ears. Tops of the feet, press in, lift the hips, and we are in our downward facing dog once more. Let's go ahead and lift our left leg nice and high to a three-legged dog, and draw it through. Nice. And step into a lunge on this side. Only to step the back foot up and meet together in a fold. Just clean the slate, take a big flat back breath in, and exhale, we fold. We're gonna practice stepping out and lowering this time. Option to hop or step as we lower down, not taking a full flow. So bring the hands down, and then step one foot out at a time, or take a gentle hop back and lower all the way down, hugging the arms in. Awesome. So our forehead is down on the mat now. We're just gonna do two very basic, we call them prone postures, belly postures. So find that cobra tail again, bringing the heels and the feet together. Press the pelvis down. Forehead down and airplane arm. Let's inhale, lift the upper body up, and exhale, fly the tail. So hug the legs together, balancing on the hip points. Big breath in. Exhale, slowly lower right ear to the mat, big toes touch and heels fall open. And this is where we practice taking full rest. But not for too long. Let's come back to center. Bend the legs. Airplane arms again, hug the legs together, and you can modify this way, or you can reach for the outsides of the feet, bring your knees back in line with the hips, forehead down, and as we breathe in, we kick into the hands, encouraging the shoulders open and the chest to lift off the mat. Thighs lift, toes lift as we inhale once more, and exhale all the way down. This time, left ear on the mat, so I'm not ignoring you. Big toes touch, heels fall open. And see if you can completely let go. We want a balance of effort and ease. We're trying so hard to cultivate that hard work and knowing when to let go and have ease. All roads bring you back to Kenny Rogers. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. All right. So nothing fancy here. I'm actually just going to have you flip over onto your backs. Okay? When you flip over onto your back, we're going to come onto our forearms. And we're going to lift our heart up with some space here. And we're going to draw our knees in. And we're going to keep our knees over our hips. Now stay here and just work a few cycles of breath, about 5 cycles of breath. If you have a little more in you, let's take a big breath in. Exhale, extend the legs out. Big breath in. Exhale, extend the legs out. Gentle tuck of the pelvis. If you feel all this tension in your jaw and neck, don't do it. You can even flex the feet if that's helpful. Exhale, press the heels. Let's do one more. Get into that belly, draw the belly button in and up. Nice. Awesome. From here, plant the feet, release the arms, and roll slowly all the way back. Gently rock the head back and forth. Hopefully there wasn't a lot of tension in the back. Take a moment of rest, maybe rock the sacrum back and forth, and then we're going to come back up. So we come back up, and we're in a Navasana boat posture. So if this is hard, keep the feet here, and maybe come back a little bit, but I think you can do it. Lengthen the heart, no rounding, take a big breath in. And a breath out. We have one more together, maybe hands at heart center. This time, place the feet down, reach the arms, and we exhale. Vertebrae by vertebrae, lower all the way down. Fantastic.
From here, let's place the feet underneath of our hips, and we're going to come into a bridge. So a block here is great. Did I say the feet underneath the hips? I think I did. I meant the heels underneath the knees. And have your feet as close to your hips as you can, as if you could scratch a little itch underneath. Hug the block between right under the knees and the thighs. And let's lift the hips up. You don't have to use the block, but I like to use it. You can interlace your hands underneath you, roll your shoulders back and lift the hips. Hug the block if you're using it, and then really press the feet in to see if you can get to the tippy top of your shoulders a little more. Gently tucking the chin. Now gaze at your belly button as we breathe in and we breathe out. Meditate on that breath flowing in as you lift the hips and hug the belly muscles in. Once more, my friends, big breath in. Exhale, no slower than you'd like. Start to release at the top of the spine. Mid-spine lands, the pelvis lands. We will release the block if you chose to use it. Bring your feet the width of the mat and let your knees knock. Taking a neutral little position to neutralize the spine. I invite you to place one hand on your belly and one on your hand in your heart, and you can close your eyes for a moment for 2 cycles of breath. Take the time to just check in with you, that intention that you set, and all the sensations that you're feeling right now. Just being very aware and present of how fantastic you are. So let's toe heel the feet together. We'll keep a simple cool down, so don't keep you too long. Again, this is just a sneak peek. So with our feet flat, let's bring our arms out to what we call cactus. It helps to ground our shoulders. And actually, let's toe heel the feet the distance of the mat once more. Allow the legs to fall right and your gaze to go left. Enjoying a supine spinal twist as we breathe in. And as you exhale, melt into your mat. Now, like you're moving through molasses, let's shift to the other side. There is no need to rush. Allowing the legs to drift left and the gaze to go right. I love me some twists. Let's come back to center and toe heel the feet together. 2 beautiful ways to end a practice. Well, 3 actually, is by drawing your legs in for a hug. Right? Hey. Everybody I think likes a hug. I don't know. Or at least hugging yourself. I'm sure that could be challenged. So let's come into a rabbit. We reach for the outside edges of our feet, hug the legs into each other, thumbs into the big toes, and forehead. So we're really flexing our spine here. See if you can cover your eyes with your knees. Kick into your hands towards the ceiling. Let's take a big breath in and out. Awesome. Sometimes we get a little kink under our rib. If that does happen, it will go away with breath. And then from here, let's grab the edges of our feet again and draw our knees into our armpits. And we call this happy baby, right? You could replace it with your name, like Happy Danielle or Happy whatever. So as you draw, it's a hip opener. As you draw the knees in towards the armpits, lower the tailbone down towards the mat. And then allow your shoulders to roll back. Jaw is relaxed, neck is relaxed. We breathe in. And then, of course, we breathe out. We let it go. So slowly releasing the legs all the way out. This is the most important part. So try not to skip it. It is Shavasana. Allow your legs to go the width of the mat, the toes to roll open, the arms to roll by your side, your eyes to close. And maybe it might be easier for you to bring your hands to your belly. I find it a little bit easier to come back to my breath. So when I start to wander off, like, what's for lunch, or it's happening with the kids, or in stillness we wander, we're humans. Recognize that it's not time for those thoughts now. And through your practice, you've cultivated a little bit more of the ability to just come into your breath flowing in and flowing out. And as the thoughts continue to pop in, you simply breathe in. Notice the sensation of the belly filling and emptying. It's just you and your breath. Safe in this moment. It's okay to let go. As always, stay in your Shavasana as long as you would like. I'm going to start bringing you out. Start to blink the eyes open. Or always an option to keep them closed. It is your practice anyway. Invite whatever movements start to make you come back to your physical body. And moving in a way that you want to represent how you move through the rest of your day. So bending your legs, placing one foot at a time on the mat, and rolling onto your right side. And this fetal position symbolizes the opportunity to renew every single time you practice, as many times as you need to start over again and continue on with that day. Coming up to a comfortable seated posture, go ahead and close the eyes if they're open. Bring your hands to heart center, symbolizing the right and the left side of the body uniting at our core, at our heart center. Taking a moment to just acknowledge the amazing work that you just did. Coming back to your intention. Sealing that intention once more to the rest of your day, or maybe even your week, with one full belly breath in, breath out. We bow our heads, and together we say as friends, Namaste. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light that shines so super, super bright within you. And I hope you have the best day ever. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you here for